Hello.
Hi.
Once again, my name is Chris.
I'm Janice, and we're going to talk about day 2 of the No Impact Experiment Tuesday, reducing carbon emission transportation.
So, when we first moved here, we thought, could I take the bus to work instead of driving? Would it save us any money? Would it reduce carbon emissions? So we mapped out my bus route from home to work, which is 18 miles, and come to find out, a car drive trip that would normally take me 30 to 45 minutes to get to work would turn into a 2.5 hour bus ride. And we thought that's just not feasible.
And still involved him driving, actually. The closest bus stop is still 5 miles from us for him. So he'd still have to get in a car, drive 5 miles to the bus stop, and then get on the bus.
Well, we could ride a bike if we had a bike.
That's
but
true.
Still 5 miles.
Still.
So that was a bummer. The other thing is that we calculated it out and decided that it's not even cheaper because of all the transfers we have to make.
And just because where we live, and we know that's not the main motivation here, obviously, is saving money, but usually that's what you expect when you take mass transit, for it not to be as expensive gas-wise, and he would be saving money on parking. But it turned out to not be a huge savings, so all around that was like a lose-lose situation for us, and something that we haven't been able to take advantage of.
So that's a bummer that it just seemed so impractical we chose not to do that. But then we were also thinking more about where else do we travel during the day, how else do we move, and I use the elevator a lot when I'm at work, from the parking garage to the building I work in, and from the bottom to the top of the building. I work in the 25th floor of one of the buildings in the Med Center, and we have an office up there. We also have an office in the basement of the building across the street in Methodist Hospital, and we do a lot of work in both those labs, so I travel back and forth between the labs probably 3 or 4 times a day, and even though I could and have taken the stairs to eliminate my elevator use, I could take the stairs from the parking garage to the building, but it's not practical for me to walk 25 flights of stairs
3 or 4 times a day.
8 times a day.
Well, yeah, down
so
and
up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think my boss is going to like that too much when I'm spending his dime
a third
on
of your day commuting the stairs.
Right. So that was also impractical.
So those are the downsides of our transportation day. Really situate themselves around Chris's work and won't be able to be remedied unless we move closer to work or move onto a bus route and things like that. So originally we were kind of discouraged about that day, but at the end of the day we sat down and thought, okay, where else do we travel outside of our day-to-day going to work? And when we sat down and looked at it, all of the other places we go, the grocery store, the pharmacy, the gas station, our church, our bank, they're all within less than 10 miles of our house. So that would be really easy to walk to a lot of those places and or to bicycle to some of those places. We don't currently have bikes, so we were thinking, okay, well, step 1, we need to get bicycles. Then we thought, well, we just got off with consuming, we just learned about consuming, we don't want to consume brand new bikes, so we started thinking about other ways we could get them. We could buy them off of Craigslist, we could check out FreeCycle, and then I remembered that my parents, who live about an hour away from us, have all of our bicycles from when we were kids, and they're full-size bikes from when we were teenagers, still left at their house. And we were already planning on going to visit them this weekend. And I know exactly where about 5 bicycles are at their house that have been sitting out behind the garage for years. So we thought, well, when we go this weekend, out of 5 bicycles that have been sitting outside for a decade, we could probably salvage enough parts to put together 2 working bicycles. And then we could easily run all our other errands outside of Chris going to and from work on bikes. So that's something we're actually pretty excited about. We're going to go tomorrow to my parents' house and see what we can put together, and then we didn't have to consume a brand new bicycle. We were able to kind of free cycle these old bikes at my parents' house and put them to good use. So we're really looking forward to that, putting baskets on them and being able to go get our groceries in them and go to church in them and things like that. So that's pretty cool and lifted our spirits about the prospect of reducing our carbon emissions in our transportation.
Until next time.
End of day 2.